Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ Sons and our Madden 21 Houston Texans franchise coming off that loss against Arizona in week 4. And taking a look at it, we have some things to go over today. First being Deshaun Watson, we could bring him back early. But if you look, his chance of re-injury is listed as very high, and so that's just not really a risk that I want to take at this point. Chad Pryor's played decently enough. Um, hasn't been great, but he's been serviceable as our backup. Last week we did struggle on offense, so we are going to look to try and turn that around this week. We do have a Thursday night game coming up, so we have a little decision to make as far as prepare or rest. I'm gonna let the guys get a rest in. That the last game was brutal. These last couple of weeks have been rough on us. So let's just kind of take it easy a little bit and get ready to face off against a division rival. I don't need anybody else hurt or anything like that. Now, Will Fuller is a little frustrated with us, so we're going to check in on him here in a minute after we look at some of our contract negotiations. Uh, Zach Fulton, our starting right guard, I believe, is up for contract renewal this week. And taking a look at who all we have coming up, it's once again we're running into a situation where we really are probably not going to be signing too many guys after the next couple weeks. Looking at tight ends, Jordan Akins, our backup. Uh, as well as Darren Fells are both up, but they're a little aged, so I'm not really wanting to push the button on that one. So now here we are with Zach Fulton. He is 29 years old, so he is obviously on up there. Uh, we've kind of gonna have to make offensive line a focus in the draft, and I will offer Fulton. He just did not like uh, the salary. And I really don't know if I want to pay him more than that. I need to see what I will have available come free agency before I look at even giving him any extra money. And because I know he's up for contract, taking a look at what we've kind of, I want to say, scouted so far. And with guards, there's really not a whole lot. Left guard, we got a couple guys that have possibilities. Right guard, there's not really much anybody that would be worth picking, at least in the early rounds. We do have 2 first round picks sitting at the 8th and the 30th pick in the first round right now. So I just don't like what we see available there. Now, knowing I'm probably not going to re sign 2 of my tight ends, I am going to need some more to kind of fill in for some spots. So, taking a look, we have some actual good talent there at tight end. PJ Grant, Ben Brooks, and Dustin Morgan are probably the top choices. Obviously, I don't think I would pick one of them in the top 10 if we remain with the number 8 pick. But definitely looking at possibly number 30, trying to snatch one of them up. I just don't want to miss out on that opportunity, though. So that's kind of the issue there. Rob Huntington, kind of a surprise. Alabama possession receiver or possession tight end. And so he's definitely going to be someone to keep an eye out on. And same thing with Aaron Ash coming out of Miami. And Daniel Felix. This is looking like it's probably going to be a better draft for tight ends. Obviously, better than linemen with what we've seen so far. Hopefully, someone comes up a little bit later on in the season, but there are no guarantees on that, obviously. Now we got to deal with Fuller. What is going to make him happy? And I think it's really just the loss that we had. But I don't mind these little things that come up during a franchise because this one is relatively simple to get rid of or to appease him. We will promise to get him involved, and all that really means, and you'll see here in a second, is target him for 5, give him 5 targets or 100 yards, right? So, or 5 touches, not just targets. He's got to actually catch them. So that's kind of a little bit easier of a thing to do. He is our prime time receiver. we do rely on him quite heavily. So that's kind of what we are going to do this game going forward with our passing attack. And we are going to jump into this, a Thursday night primetime matchup against our division rival Jacksonville, and we are underway. And here we will take the ball to start this game out as we keep our focus with our running game and pick up a good solid 8 yards on that first carry. Now that we are at a 2nd and 2. From our 31-yard line, I need to be careful with Pryor. I don't want to. This is a difficult game in terms of, do we go with the passing game or do we go with the run? The run has been healthy for us all season, but if y'all notice, DJ is out. So all we do have for today is Junior, who's going to be carrying the load, carrying the rock primarily for us. And we will get that 1st and 10 on that run to Fuller. And then the first pass we throw is going to be a slant pattern to Fuller as well, getting us 18 yards down the field. Now a little bit later in our drive, we are down to the 12-yard line here with a 1st and 10 inside the red zone. And we're going to hand it off, get that run game going. I missed the hole. I should have cut a little bit to the left, gone between the left guard and the center. I ended up going right and get stopped for only 2 yards, which possibly could have been a touchdown. And now with 2nd and 8, once again hitting Fuller, I'm targeting him. He wants the targets, he wants the catches, and so that's what I'm doing for him. I'm giving him the opportunity. And he will make that reception, getting us down to the 4-yard line as we do have 3rd and 3 here from the 4, just about a 5.5-minute drive so far. As we get the pass off, and Fuller's going to make the catch for the touchdown. That should make him so happy. He's going to be dancing all over this end zone today. As we will now lead 7-0, as Jacksonville will take possession after the kickoff from the 25-yard line. And Leonard Fournette is still on their team, of course, in Madden. So, at least from when I started the season, I wasn't about to restart or anything like that. And he is going to be something we have to watch. He is a beast on the field. We have to make sure we account for him on every single play. And on that one, we stop him for just a simple 2-yard gain, giving them a 2nd and 8. But they will give him a second chance, and if you look, he just pushed Zach Cunningham off of him. But Bernardrick McKinney comes in with the tackle, bringing up a big 3rd and 5 for our defense. And a first attempt to get off this field this evening. And we are going to be coming in on a 3rd and 5, bringing Merciless off that left side. We get the pass around, but Minshew finds DJ Shark for the first down. And Minshew tore us up last year, up and down the field. Both games we played for him. And that's kind of a problem that we have with Jacksonville, is they have such a good running back that if you focus on the pass, Fournette's going to bowl you over. If we focus on stopping the run, Minshew's going to tear you up, because in Madden, Minshew rivaled Brady, basically, as long as the CPU's controlling them on all Madden. And they will hand it off again, but like I said, we made stopping that run the focus, so that will bring up a 2nd and 8. Now Minshew's going to be alone in the backfield in the shotgun. He's going to get the snap. We bring the pressure, and he gets the pass off, but it will be dropped, as Minshew has only thrown 2 passes in this game so far, one to DJ, one to, I forgot what his name is right there. But either way, he dropped it, so now we have a 3rd and 8. And Minshew once again by himself with no pressure coming to him, and he completes that pass to D.D. Westbrook, giving them a big first down. And a little later in the drive, we have him at a 3rd and 11. And this time we're going to get that pressure, and we're going to be able to bring Minshew to the ground. Charles Omenihu with the sack. Big play by our defense, pushing him out of field goal range, as that will give him a 4th and 20. And Charles Omenihu just getting off the edge, and that will force them to punt the ball. And we are going to try to get this one blocked. And we bring the pressure, but no one gets through, as they will punt the ball away. And we catch it at the 2, and for some reason the momentum carries us into the end zone. And that's going to be a safety. You've got to be kidding me. I didn't select that player. I ended up selecting him too late, and for some reason, as soon as I selected him, I didn't cause him to run to the ball. He started just turning and running towards it and caught it automatically and went into the end zone. Nothing I could do on that. So, all right, after that debacle, we now have ourselves, well, it was a 2nd and 3, but Minshew hits DJ Shark for the first. Probably DJ Chark, now that I think about it. Either way, 1st and 10 for the Jags. We still do lead 7-2, but they are going to be having an opportunity to take that lead over. And on that first down play, we get a big sack. Tyquan Lewis coming in quick and heavy, bringing Minshew to the ground, just shoving the center to the side like nothing and tagging him for a 7-yard loss. This first quarter, we've gotten, I think, about 4 sacks at this point, 3 or 4 sacks already. And so our defensive line is definitely doing its job. So now on a 2nd and 17, they're going to run the screen pass. It gets held up, and it's going to be picked off. Walker's going to intercept the pass. He's going to run. He's at the 5. He's at the end zone. Touchdown, Texans. Touchdown, Matthew Walker. His first touchdown of his short defensive career as our rookie steps up big, showing off his hands, giving us a 14-2 lead. And now, once again, Jacksonville will take over for their 3rd possession of this game. Our defense has been on this field for pretty much most of everything but 5 minutes of the quarter. So we are needing to hold tight because this is how you get worn down on defense. And now from a 2nd and 8, Minshew will drop back. We start getting some pressure on him, and Zach Cunningham comes through with the big sack, taking him all the way back to the 14, as that will bring up a 3rd and 21. Gardner Minshew just couldn't get away from him as he kept his eyes down the field, hoping to be able to throw the ball. But Zach Cunningham said, "Not today, sir. Not today." Now with a 3rd and 21, Minshew's going to go 5 wide, keep himself alone in the backfield. And he gets the snap off, and no pressure comes, and he drops it off to his tight end. Zach Cunningham missed that pass by mere inches, and his tight end comes up with a big 24-yard reception and a first down. I cannot believe the letdown we just had on that. You have got to be kidding me. So now they have a whole brand new set of down. 1st and 10, and he dumps it off to his tight end again. You know, and on that long pass, we had decent coverage. Cunningham was right there. He just ended up making a great catch on a perfectly thrown ball. So now Jacksonville will have a 2nd and 4 coming out of the shotgun as they will hit Chark off to the left side, and he will pick up another first down for them. Here a little later in the drive, Jacksonville is inside the red zone as they will find their tight end once again over the middle for the long pass play and the touchdown as we could not jar the ball loose. And guess what? They are trying to come back as the score will now be 14-9 as we take over on our ensuing drive. And the first play we do is we hand it off to Junior. It's going to go right up the middle for a decent gain of about 6 yards. And that will bring up a 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line. And taking a look at what kind of things we need to do with a 2nd and 4, we have a lot of different ways to go. So we are going to be passing the ball, trying to go deep. We have Fuller one-on-one. He's just not able to get that separation that I want to see with the safety over top. So we do dump it off to Fells, who will get all the way to basically the line to gain and have a 3rd and inches play. And we're going to come in from the shotgun, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Pryor is going to take the snap and hand it off to Junior. He's going to find a big hole on the left side. He's going to make Schobert miss the first time as we pick up a big first down, very much needed. And this drive will be continuing from our own 43 with a whole new set to play with. And this is where we've normally struggled. at least last year, we made the stupid plays after that. And this year, we've been able to run the ball, but I kind of tend to get out of it like I did here and throw a risky pass as Schobert was right there. But Randall Cobb does come down with the reception for 8 yards on that one. Randall Cobb does have 2 receptions on the day for 33 yards in total. So from 2nd and 2, Pryor is going to be under center as he hands it off to Junior up the middle, who finds a pretty decent-sized hole, getting himself a good gain all the way to the Jacksonville 44 as we are on the positive side of the 50 now. And we're going to keep this one going. We're going to keep trying to wind this clock down. Because you got to remember, this is only our second drive of offense in this game. All right, with the safety, the interception for and we're going to throw an interception ourselves. Miles Jack steps in the way on that one, and that is what I wanted to avoid. So our second offensive possession will end abruptly on that interception, as Jacksonville will once again have the chance to start to drive down and take this lead, as they are only trailing by 5 at 14-9. And on their first play, they will hand it off to Fournette, who will power his way forward for a gain of 6, getting tackled by McKinney as he ran into his own offensive lineman. Now with 2nd and 4, Minshew is going to be in the shotgun. And he's going to drop back to pass and find his tight end over the middle, as we will be laying the lumber to him, just not hard enough to get rid of that ball. And now later in the drive, Jacksonville is inside the 15-yard line, and they'll throw the toss to the left as Fournette has a pretty big hole, but we do close that gap quickly. McKinney getting the tackle on that one after a gain of 4. Now is 2nd and 6 from the 11. Minshew's under center, 3 wide receivers to his right. And he's going to hand it off to Fournette, who has a little bit of a hole, but he kind of starts to power through his own line and gets tripped up and goes down at the 8. Thankfully, he did not get a touchdown on that one. So here we have it. A big 3rd and 3 for our defense from the 8-yard line, needing to get a stop right here. Minshew's going to bring 2 tight ends in. Fournette in the backfield. Minshew takes the snap, and he will drop it off to one of his backup tight ends who's not able to get a handle on it. And that will end their drive, causing them to kick a field goal, as the score is now 14-12. And what is becoming a very odd Thursday night game. And on our first play, we will get it over to Fuller, as once again we're trying to get him his touches to make him happy, because he was a little upset last week, feeling he was being underutilized. And so now at the 2nd and 6 from the 27, we're going to hand it off to Junior, who, while getting hit by Mack early, will still be able to fall forward all the way down to the 31-yard line, bringing up a big 3rd and 1 conversion that we need with under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And we're going to go power to the right, but yet we kind of shift our run to the left, just barely enough to get past Schobert and to give us a brand new set of downs here from our own 33-yard line. And this run game has helped us. It hasn't been the big hitter like we had in Oakland or Las Vegas, but it's been enough to get us the first downs that we need to allow things to kind of reset. And so now at the 1st and 10, we are going to find Fuller open again, coming across the right, and he will make a big run for us all the way to the 47 and a big first down. And a little later in our drive, we will be inside the red zone with a 1st and 10. Just about 2 minutes to go in half, or a little bit over, as we will find Cobb on that pass play for 9 yards, all the way down to the 10-yard line. And so we have ourselves a 2nd and 1 to go at the 10. Score remains 14-12. And we're going to hand it off to Junior. He's going to find a big hole, make a man miss, get all the way down to the 2-yard line, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning here in this first half. Now we have a 1st and goal from the 2. And best thing that I figure we can do at this point is go big on big. Let's get the hog mollies up there and get them moving. And so from the goal line formation, we hand it off to Junior, who's going to get stopped on that one as Miles Jack comes in to clean up the mess. as we are down to the 1-yard line at this point. And I'm not worried about the clock because we are at the 1. I just really need to make sure that we end up getting a score. And now from the 1-yard line, we hand it off to Junior, who's going to reach the ball into the end zone as we will score a touchdown on that one, as we will take the lead 21-12 with just over a minute to go. And on Jacksonville's ensuing drive, Minshew's going to find the tight end, and I go for the interception, and that was a wrong move to make as their tight end catches it. And he's going to go all the way to the house in one play, scoring a touchdown. This game is now 19-21, still with 1 minute to go in this first half. This has been a wild one, ladies and gentlemen. And on our first throw, we try to hit Fells, but it one will be knocked down. So there is still a minute to go, and we are on our 25-yard line. So now with the 2nd and 10, we're going to go 3 right, Fuller to our left, Junior in the backfield, under center. Pryor will take that snap, we'll roll to our left, and we finally find a man who gets open, Kiki QT on the left side, as he will fight forward to get a big first down for us. And I got to be careful with this running the clock. That's what screwed us over in the last game, is my failure to clock management. But this time, that's not going to happen. We find Fells open over the middle and drop it in just on top of the linebackers. And we will call timeout as we are now down to the 39-yard line of Jacksonville. And we still have 27 seconds to go in this half. And so taking a look at it with 1st and 10 from the 25. We're going to hit Fuller over the middle. That should be his 5th touch on that one, if I'm not mistaken, as that is going to get us well into field goal range. Being at the 26-yard line, we still have 20 seconds to go. And now, where do we go from here? Wanting to make sure we get points, I need to be smart on this one. And we're going to take the snap from the shotgun. And this time, Pryor's going to try to run with it. We just can't squeeze through the gap, as that will result in a sack. And I'm going to let this clock drift down all the way to about 3 seconds, and I'll call a timeout so we can get lined up for our field goal. But being from the 28, there should be about a 45-yard field goal here with 3 seconds remaining in the first half and a 2-point ball game at 21-19. And we will get the kickoff, and it's going to be right down the middle. We will take the lead 24-19 into halftime, as this half has been just crazy insane for us offensively and defensively. We scored on 4 out of 5 offensive possessions. We did pretty well on defense for the most part. Trying to cover the tight end has just been a nightmare for us. And since this is Thursday night, we're going to take a look at some of the games that are going to be happening over this weekend, as we have the Cowboys at the Packers on Sunday in Lambeau, kicking off at about 1 p.m. And our division rival, the Colts, will be all the way in Seattle for a 4:15 kickoff. And that should be a pretty tough battle. And then Sunday night, you have a classic AFC West matchup, Chiefs against Las Vegas, as that one should be a pretty decent game. And so now the second half is going to get underway here. And Jacksonville will get the ball first, as they will find DJ Chark open on the right side as he set down in the zone, getting a big first down play all the way to the 42-yard line. And this is where you kind of start running into some difficulty with your defense in terms of, do we go for the run or do we go for the pass? And even in guarding the pass, we still sometimes get burned like that, especially when we get no pressure. But our defensive line stepped up big on that play as they brought Fournette down for no gain. And that will bring up a 2nd and 10 for Jacksonville, coming from the 42-yard line. And now Minshew will be under center, and he's going to hand it off to Fournette on the right side, who's going to end up getting tackled by Vernon Hargreaves after a gain of 3. And so that one will lead up to a 3rd and what I would consider 3rd and long at 3rd and 7. So it's not horrible, but it ain't great. And on this third down play, Minshew will take the snap, and he will find his tight end wide open again. I should have had at least one person over there in the zone, but for some reason they drifted off to the middle of the field. And so now we have ourselves here later in the half, or later in their drive, actually. Still the opening drive. They hand it to Fournette on the left, who's going to make a man miss, and he will do what he does and power his way into the end zone. It has taken 3 quarters, but we have lost this lead. They did go for 2, but failed to convert on that. So the score is now 25-24 Jacksonville. And our run game is still firing for us, as DJ gets a big run on that one, giving him 13 rushes for 69 yards on the evening. And so we have a 1st and 10 coming from our own 40-yard line now. There is still 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And we're going to take the snap out of the shotgun, and we're going to dump that one off to Cobb, but we're not going to be able to come down with it. That was a great defensive play. Probably should have made a better throw or thrown to somebody else, but that's just kind of how it goes. Now 2nd and 10, we're going to hand it off to Junior on the left, who is going to get tackled after only a gain of 1. So this is going to present an issue for us. We have to stay out of these circumstances. And we have a 3rd and 9 from our own 41-yard line. And we're going to put QT in motion, and we're going to dump the ball off to him. He's just not able to get any separation from Schobert, and he will be tackled after a gain of 5, forcing us to punt the ball. We did punt, and we did hold Jacksonville to a 3 and out, so here we are in our next drive with about 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter still, and we are still 1 point behind, thankfully. Just needing to make something happen. Our defense, or our offense, has gotten kind of stagnant for the most part, so we need to have some things go on here. And on the first play, 1st and 10, we had the play over to Cobb, but he just drops it. It hit off his hand. It's like he got scared that our running back was over there too, and Cobb is not able to pull that one in, bringing us down to a 2nd and 10. And we will hand it off to Junior, but Jags read that perfectly. Schobert comes blasting through the line, stopping Junior after only a gain of 1. And so 3rd and 9. 3 to the right, Fuller to our left, and Junior in the backfield with us. We're going to be making a little bit of hot route changes. We're going to snap the ball. We're going to get it off to Fuller, who's going to make a great catch down the field. What a snag by him. He didn't have much space on that one to get open, but is able to wrangle that one in all the way down to the 27-yard line. What a big play for our offense. And that will give us 1st and 10 from the Jacksonville 27-yard line, 27 yards away from taking this lead. On the next play, we'll try to hit Fells, but he just doesn't turn his head and look. And that will fall incomplete, bringing us to 2nd and 10. This time we're going to go under center, as we're going to hand it off to Junior up on the left side, and he's going to find a big hole. He makes one man miss, but Miles Jack is able to get him from behind, bringing him down to the 7-yard line. We are in the red zone, ladies and gentlemen. Red zone alert. Goal to go from the 7, as we are going to try and get this lead right back from Jacksonville. And on 1st and goal, we see Fuller coming across, and we'll dump it to him in the back of the end zone. He comes down with it. Fuller gets his 2nd touchdown of the day on that one, tiptoeing in the back of the end zone, as we will reclaim this lead. 30-25 now here in the 3rd quarter. And we are going to go for 2. I thought about going for 1, but if we go for 2 and make it, that puts us ahead by 7 points. And that's probably the smartest play. So for this, we're going to go under center on this one. We get the snap. Pryor's scanning, and we dump it off just a second too late, as that pass will fall incomplete, and we will maintain our 5-point lead. And so here we are in the next drive for Jacksonville, as he gets a good pass off to Chark, who finds it right in the middle of the zone, all the way down to the 42-yard line. And Jacksonville is trying to take this right back from us once again. So they will have a 1st and 10. They're going to go 2 wide receivers left. Fournette in the backfield, who makes a cut to the right. He has a lot of open space, makes another man miss. And he will finally be brought down at the 39-yard line of Houston. Leonard Fournette with a big run, giving them a whole new set of downs on our side of the field. Our defense is needing to stiffen up at this point. They hand it to Fournette again. Cunningham comes blasting through. He's just not able to pull him down. Dominic Tompkins steps up for us and finishes off the tackle. And that was for a gain of 5. So now we have a 2nd and 5 from the 34. And the score is still 25-30 as we are maintaining our lead. But this time he gets it off to, man, what is that guy's name? The receiver for Jacksonville, I really don't know. Oh well, I'm not going to stress about it at this point. As long as we maintain our lead and he didn't score a touchdown, that's all I care about. But they do have another 1st and 10, this time from our 27. Minshew is going to drop back. And if I tried to switch over to, see if I couldn't jump in front of that one to take it back to the house. But I couldn't. And they call that one completed. There's no way he completed that. And I am going to throw the challenge flag. The first time all series that I actually go in and throw the challenge flag. And taking a look at it, he caught it. And look at this. Boom, catch. Even if he dragged that tiptoe, that one got out of bounds before the other foot segment. He was way out of bounds. Way out of bounds. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It will go our way. Instead of having a 1st and 10, Jacksonville will now have 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line as they will try this one again. And Minshew's going to be in the shotgun. He has a delayed handoff to Fournette, who fights through another missed tackle, but we do gang tackle him, do it as a team. And we will bring him to the ground after a gain of 6. And so now we have ourselves a 3rd and 4 from the 21-yard line, needing to make a big stop right here. Minshew will drop back. He will pass it over. And for some reason, he just didn't even see it coming. And there's a flag for illegal touching because he was out of bounds. And we will accept that. They will kick the field goal, as that will make it 28-30. Now, not a whole lot else happens in this game. As you can tell, it's maintained 30-28 for us here in Houston. But we are now in the 4th quarter with just at about 6.5 minutes to go in this game, as they are driving on us with only a field goal is all that is needed to take the lead. And Minshew's going to be in the shotgun formation for this, coming from their own 27 or our 27-yard line. Minshew has all day, and he makes a throw, but Conley's going to step in front of that. No, wait, that's Levi Wallace, our free agent. He reads it, he steps in front of it, and he will intercept that one to shut down their attack. What a play by our defense, as we will take over with just under 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter from the 6-yard line. We hand it off to Junior, who's going to go up the middle for a pretty good gain all the way down to the 13, as that will give us now a 2nd and 3, and we will start to burn this clock out. There's no point in taking risk if you don't have to. Junior's been running it quite a bit, so why not let him run a little bit more? And on 2nd and 3, we hand it off once again to the left side, and Junior is able to pick up the 1st down that time, getting it to the 16-yard line, so barely reaching it, but we did make it, and we now have a whole new set of them. And on 1st and 10 from the 16, we're going to go 2 to the left, 1 to the right with Junior in the backfield. And we're going to hand it off to Junior. Has a little bit of a hole and tries to make a man miss, but ends up being brought down after a gain of 5 because he does fight forward. Every time he's getting tackled, he is trying his best to fall forward. And now on a 2nd and 5 from the 22-yard line. Pryor is going to be in the shotgun. This time we will go 4 wide with Junior in the backfield. And we're going to end up taking that snap. And Junior's going to run into a lineman, but he will get around him, and he does get tackled. at about the 25, as this brings up 3rd and 1. A massive 3rd down conversion for us. So what do we do, ladies and gentlemen? Colin Gillespie, we call on the big beast. As we will hand it off to him, and he runs it right up the middle and picks up a massive 1st down. Just under 3 minutes to go. Now we will have to punt the ball away to Jacksonville one more time, and this will be their last-ditch effort, coming with 18 seconds left. They will have 0 timeouts. As long as we avoid that big touchdown like we gave up at the end of the first half, we can escape with the win on this one, and we will get him right as he's throwing it. Merciless comes in just a split second too late, as that pass will fall incomplete. And they only have one more chance at this. There's 14 seconds left in this game. And Minshew's going to be in the shotgun formation. He has multiple guys wide, and he takes a snap, and he's looking. Omenihu gets around him. He dumps it off to Fournette. Bernardrick McKinney is going to make the tackle. This game is over. We have won 30-28. Houston takes down our rival Jacksonville on primetime Thursday night football. And that was a solid performance by our offense. We got Will Fuller the ball for 2 touchdowns. Our defense played excellent, forcing a couple turnovers. And we did get about 5 or 6 sacks in this game. Played well overall. Still needed to kind of work on our, ability to cover a tight end in the passing game. Because this says they had 373 passing yards. Almost 200 of those went to their tight end. So take it for what it is. And now we're going to jump into doing some of the upgrades that we have available. Mr. Left Tackle Laramie Tunsil. We will upgrade his pass protector. He is at an 87 overall and a star development. And on the opposite side of him, Titus Howard. He's going to be getting an upgrade as well. And while we continue to upgrade these players, I do just want to remind everybody to go ahead and subscribe to the Champ and Sons channel if you have not already for all of the Champ and Sons content. And if you did like today's video, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button, as it does help out our channel and we really do appreciate it as well. And look at this, Dominique Tompkins, our safety. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade his run support. He is a 73 overall, but Jesus, look at everything they got upgraded for him. Zone coverage, awareness, ability, acceleration, play recognition. And look at that. He is a superstar development. He reached his goal. We uncovered him. Now we just need to upgrade him. He will be a perfect fit for us, and I can't wait to see how his career, moves on coming up in the future seasons. And Chad Pryor will earn himself one last little upgrade here, as Deshaun Watson should be getting ready to start in the next week or so. So, all right, that will be doing it for us, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see y'all in the next episode, as we will be taking on the San Francisco 49ers, playing at their stadium, which was at Levi Stadium or something like that, I think. Yeah, Levi Stadium against Jimmy G and that 49er wrecking crew that they have. So I will see y'all then, everybody, and thank you for joining us. So as always, stay safe, and, well, you know how it goes. Later, y'all.